When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Assuming we're going to see Mincy and Hawthorne deep to receive the kick, we'll kind of check that out as we go. Aaron Neal's going to be one of the up guys. Rashad Berry's going to be one of those up guys as well. And indeed, Mincy's back there. And who else we got? Kevin Davis. So Mincy and Davis deep to receive this kick. That'll be handled by Neil Vint. Vint, an okay high school kicker. Not too awful bad. He's contributed 18 of 23 extra points. Has been struggling when it comes to field goals, but this team likes to put the ball in the end zone any way you look at it. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through. Officials are on the field. Kids are on the field. Clock's ready to go. We're going to get some of these young junior cheerleaders away. Squib kick is going to be fielded by one of the upbacks. That's Barry. Look out. He's going to head right up the middle, sticks his shoulders down. He's going to take it out to the 40-yard line. That's where the Titans are going to start. 11:55 left in the first quarter.
Rashad Berry did exactly what he's supposed to do. He got the ball, got upfield. He didn't try to dance, trying to set the tone with his first offensive series for the Lorain Titans.
And it looked like initially he wanted to. And then he said, wait a minute. Let's just go. You got a frame like that young man does? I say you use it. The Titans are going to set up in a little bit of a spread look. No tight end. Wide receiver to the left side as they move left to right. They're going to flip the ball out toward the edge. They'll find Neal immediately, and he's going to be dropped for a loss immediately as well. A loss of a couple back to the 38. Couple white helmets there with green jerseys there to put the stick on him, including Leandric Chapman.
Yeah, the ball came out of Eddie Williamson's hand. I wonder if the wet weather or the conditions have affected the throw. It was a little high, which caused the ball to sail, and Aaron to get stuck on that one.
They're going to keep Neal in the slot. I think Barry's out there with him. They'll take the run play, this time right up the middle. Carlos Chavis will bust forward. He'll pick up the lost yards and maybe another one, so give him a pickup of 3. It's going to bring up the 3rd down and 9. That's really not how you want to start this one off.
No, you don't want to sit there and get yourself into these 3rd and long situations, which bring it up about a 3rd and 9 down.
By the way, these first huts of the game are being brought to you by Pizza Hut. Don't miss the action. Order online now at pizzahut.com. 3rd down and 9. We're going to call it from the 41, maybe the 42. They'll throw it again. A little swing pass out to the edge. Barry buries his shoulders again. He'll be shy by about a yard, maybe 2. So give him a pickup of about 6.
Yeah, a little swing pass to the slot receiver there, Rashad Berry, on that side of the field. Nice
Here you
block
go.
there to pick up the yards. They're going for it.
4th and 2. They're lined up and ready to go. Handoff right up the middle again. Chavis gets the 1st down plus a couple. Give him a pickup of 4. That's gutsy on a 4th down right near midfield.
And what I really like about that play down was the tempo. Great tempo. They got right to the line of scrimmage. They called the play for that quick hitter. Didn't allow the Bearcats defense to get ready.
So 0 for 1 on 3rd down. 1 of 1 on 4th down. 3 receivers off to the right, 1 to the left. Single back. Chavis is going to be the option. Williams is just going to keep it and work forward. Good decision that time. I think if he'd have flipped that one would have ended up on the turf, but he picked up about 2, maybe 3 on that 1st down carry.
Eddie does his job. He sees that he had the outside contain was there. He had to turn it upfield just to pick up a positive yards of 2 yards there, Don.
We'll call it 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted shy of the 45 as the Titans have moved across the 50. Snap is back quick. Reed. Handoff goes to Chavis again, and he'll move the pile forward. Nice chunk of change there. Give him 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, nice push to the left side of that line where you have Josh Fenn, Sly Worthy, and Roger Jones doing a good job controlling their man.
We'll call it 3, make it a 3rd down and 4. Ball spotted at the Bedford 42-yard line. They need almost the 38. Reed again. Williamson will keep it. He's got 1st down and some. He's on the run. He's at the 20, 15, 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, boy. There you go. Again, that replay made the good decision up front, Rick, and then just found the sideline and went on in for the pay dirt.
Eddie Williamson, you can also call him Houdini. He had that ball into Chavis's gut right to the last second, pulled it out, take it to the house for 6. The Bearcat crowd is stunned right now.
What did we give him on that one?
58.
Nice. Might have been 42.
42, I apologize.
Yeah, might have been
right.
42. Yeah.
My math is terrible.
That's all right. Extra point attempt. They're going to go for the deuce. Williamson's going to line up with a couple backs on either side, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Long count here. Finally get the snap. Reed again, handoff inside. The pile moves into the end zone. Does the ball? Yes, it does. Give them the deuce and make it 8-0 in favor of Lorain early on. 9:23 left in this first quarter. We'll step away and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL on the Lorain County Sports Network.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Titans will line it up. Sherman Saunders going to handle the kicking duties. He's done that better part of the year. We're going to give you a scoring summary here in just a second. Actually, we got in a moment to do that. 2:32 off the clock, 7 plays, 60 yards. Williamson takes it in from 42 yards out. The 2-point extra point was good. That'll be your Wendy's drive summary. We'll give that information to you here in just a second. Squib kick's going to be fielded at about the 26-yard line, and a flag comes floating in. And, boy, driving into the sideline, and there's another flag. That one's going to be on a late tackle. The contact was made in the field of play, but then they drove him out and brought him down well out of bounds, and I think that's going to be it. So you've got 2 flags on this one. One should be a live ball foul. The other one should be a dead ball foul, I would think.
Are they going to split the difference?
I think technically you do. You mark off the first, then you mark off the second. We'll see how it goes. They give a sideline warning here to Bedford. Back them up here. Not an official one. They didn't drop the flag on that. Oh, sideline warning. And then the 15-yard personal foul is going to be dropped on Lorain. The tough part of that is they made the contact inbounds, but they continued to drive, and that's really what's going to get you that penalty. Sets up Bedford incredibly well at the Lorain 41. 9:17 left in this first quarter. Under center, Carlin Colson's got an eye backfield behind him, second back through, and dragging folks forward, cross the 40 down to about the 36-yard line. Still looking for the number. I want to say that was Shantez Moss. Moss, with 590 yards on the season, averages 8.3 a crack, held to about 4 that time.
Yeah, and the tackle was number 13 for the Lorain Titans. I'll catch his name here in a second.
We're going to call it 2nd down and 6, and flags come in from the backfield. That'll be a procedure also from the side. So back them up 5 here.
And that tackle on that last play was defensive tackle Kenneth Washington. Kenneth is not one of your typical defensive tackles. It's kind of that long, lean guy, long arms.
We'll start talking about the lineups here, actually across the front. Austin Esther, Dante Jones, Trayvon Morris, Cameron Hunter, and Brandon Nicholson for Bedford. 300, 270, 300, 270, and 300. Oh, that's a load. Split out to the right, DeAndre Chambers right now. The quarterback's Carlin Colson, has decent numbers on the year, likes to hand the ball off, has some guys that can run it. London Cloud's back there now, wants to throw. That one's swatted away. Oh, boy. Rashad Berry looked like he was playing basketball, got way up after that one. Kind of surprised, to be honest. He didn't pick it and take it for 6.
When you're dealing with an athlete like Rashad Berry, that's when those types of plays happen. I talked to him before the game. That young man had nothing but a look of focus in his eyes. He's ready to play today, Don.
Ball swatted back. That one will go incomplete. 3rd down, and we'll call it 11.
This offense isn't really built to be in these situations where they're in 3rd and long. They want to ground and pound you into submission, getting them out of their comfort zone. A little disoriented here, Don.
Oh, that's going to bring a timeout off of the Bedford sideline. Guys in green want to talk it over. 8:28 left in the first quarter. We'll take a little bit of a break and come right back on AM 1320 WOBL, WLCS TV 20.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes, for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
Man, I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
Under center. Calls Carlin Colson. Colson will roll out to his right, flip it downfield. Has a receiver there, first down yardage plus some. That'll be DeAndre Chambers. The ball will come loose at the end of the play, but that's going to be first down yardage plus for Chambers as he took it off the right side and marched it upfield.
Yeah, play action pass. He rolled out to the wide side of the field. They only had one receiver in that pattern, Don. He ran a basic comeback route past the sticks, which is what you like to see if you're a quarterback. Completion, first down Bearcats.
What are we calling that, about a 13-yard?
Yeah, they were at the 42-yard line.
14, so we'll call it 14. And a first down, more importantly, here for Bedford. Colson will stay under center, one wide receiver to the right side, eye backfield behind him. Hands off to the second back. They're going to try to stretch the field off to that left side. Straight arm going out that way and driven out of bounds, and another flag's going to come on the Titans for driving a guy into the ground after he's out of bounds. London Cloud on the rush that time. He'll pick up, a handful of yards. He got down to about the 12-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 14 and then half the distance.
Yeah, Cloud got ahead of steam. He was able to turn that corner. The big 6-foot, 200-pound tailback. Once he gets going downhill, it's hard to stop him.
So they spotted the ball at about the 12. So that'll be a 6-yard penalty.
Half the distance.
2 unsportsmanlike conduct fouls flagged on the Titans here early on. It's making the field position a little bit easier here as Colson goes under center. Hands off, drive off the right side, and he came close. He's going to be shy. He's going to be down to about the 2-yard line. I want to say that might have been Wilkins.
Aaron Neal on the tackle.
Neal's a stud. I tell you what, he's hard.
Aaron Neal comes from great genes. Herbie Hagwood, his father, and his mother, raising a good young man.
We'll pick up a 4 on that, splitting out with DeAndre Chambers. Let's say Wilkins will line up in the backfield again. I want to confirm that. No, that is not Wilkins. That's a young man who I don't have, but he's going to go around the right side.
Shantez Moss.
Shantez Moss. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So Moss will take it in from about 2 yards out for the score, and an opportunity here to tie this up. And I'm assuming we'll see that 2-point package come out. No, I assumed incorrectly. Neil Vent's going to come out for the old-fashioned extra point play here. So that was a nice, quick response.
Quick response aided by some personal fouls.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, high snap, kicks away, it's up, and it's good. So that'll make it 8-7 in favor of Lorain. We're going to take a little bit of a break and come back. It's AM 1320 WOBL on Lorain County Sports Network.
Listen to me. I have 30 seconds.
What did you about me?
About being a kid with a disability.
I am a joker.
I am a songwriter. And I'm into me. I am a girl who likes math and science. I am Courtney. Random Detroit.
Hey, I'm speaking up.
And I am not.
And I'm not.
And I am not going to be bullied. Got it?
.13 left in the first quarter here at Bedford High School. Lorain up by a point now, 8-7, as my partner pointed out just a moment ago, courtesy of some penalties on the Titans. Bedford able to put together a nice drive there. Ball low kick will bounce off of Barry's shoulders. He's going to pick it up and work upfield to get out across the 25 and maybe the 26, 27. And we'll take over there. Our Wendy's drive summary looks like this. 2:04 off the clock. 6 plays, 41 yards. Moss with the 2-yard run. Kicked extra point, give him 7 points up on the board. When you're on your way home from tonight's game, stop by one of your local Wendy's. Wendy's, quality is our recipe.
When you look back at that drive, Don, Bedford was able to pick up a 3rd and long, and those are drive-sustaining pickups, and Lorain has to respond.
Clearly, this is going to be a shootout, I have a feeling. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Williamson, Reed heads it right up front, and that's going to be Saunders. He'll lower his shoulder and just move the pile out across the 30 to about the 33.
I tell you what, Justin Robinson's going to feel that tackle tomorrow.
Going to pick up about 6, bring up a 2nd down and 7. The nice thing that Lorain has is you can run a Carlos Chavis on the first series, and it looks different than the Saunders on the next. Pitch goes out to the right side. That'll be Chavis. Wanted to tuck it. Did so. Got out to about the 41-yard line. Pick up there of about 8 and a first down.
Yeah, great block on the outside by Aaron Neal, who is also a wrestler. You could definitely tell he was able to keep his hands on the inside, held the point of attack so Chavis could turn the corner and pick up enough for the first down.
Wrestlers always play with leverage, and that's what you're talking about. And stop the clock, your official timeout, and I think it might be an equipment issue.
Yeah, that's Justin Robinson, the young man that had to take on Sherman Saunders on that one run play. So I bet you his gear's kind of jacked up from that hit.
Might explain it a little bit. Trotting out onto the field is going to be Shantez Moss. Fill in. He'll line up at an outside backer. First down and 10 for the Titans from their own 41-yard line. Williamson wants to throw quickly, comes to Aaron Neal. Neal splits the defenders and works out across the 45-yard line. So a nice pickup of about 4, maybe 5 on that one.
You can see the development of Eddie Williamson to this point in the season. You know, he sees the defender giving about a 5-yard cushion. Take what the defense gives you. Yeah. He delivers the ball on time, on target to Aaron Neal so he can get a shoulder squared and turn upfield down.
Give him a pickup of 4, closer to 5. We get second down and a long 5, short 6. Williamson stays back with 3 receivers on his left side. Hands off right up the middle. Here's a big rip. Chavis slips 1 tackle, gets inside the 30 down to the 29. A nice rip on first down. It'll be 26 yards on that rip.
Chavis on that read option. Look, Eddie doing a great job of keeping that ball in there, putting the defense on, keeping the defense on their toes and gashing them.
Moving closer to that Liberty Ford red zone. We'll talk a little bit about that once we get there. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. That'll be Neal. Single back will be Chavis alongside Williamson in the offensive backfield. Williamson throws it. That's going to be stopped before it gets started. Little swing pass was headed out towards Saunders, and they're going to call a procedure call on the Titans. My partner puts his hands up in the air.
I was a little late there in my perspective, but you know, one thing if you look at this as the offensive coach for Lorain, you know, the Bearcats are showing a little bit of arrogance here. You're coming out with a 3 wide receiver package, and you're still in your base defense of a 4-3. There's a lot of holes in this defense if they want to start throwing the rock.
And you heard Coach Sean Williams said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop the run. So, and maybe that's the philosophy. Here's another run look, little option. They'll flip it out to the right side. Chavis, he's going to get wrapped up and dumped out of bounds. He'll pick up the penalty yardage and maybe a little bit more down to the 20. They're going to spot him right at the 30, so he picks up the 5 yards on the penalty.
Carlos Chavis, that's his 7th carry on the night for 50 yards. He's doing a great job, this young man, who only is a sophomore.
Second down and 10, 5:21 left in the first quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Here's another option look. Williamson's going to keep it himself this time. He's got first down yardage plus. He's at the 15, sidesteps one guy, gets wrapped up and dropped right at the 15-yard line. A pickup of 15 yards. I thought he was going to go, but Irvin Jones grabbed an ankle, held on tight.
That was a great touchdown-saving tackle because we had Aaron Neal coming back on a crackback block. Great tempo by Lorain and their offensive scheme tonight.
They'll stay in that 3 receivers to the left package. Neal's going to be the lone receiver on his right. Chavis stays in the backfield. Here's another option look. There's the picks. Chavis, ran right into London Cloud, and a flag came at that point, and I'm not sure. Well, I tell you, Chavis lost his hat, and I think he's a little worse for wear. They're going to call him for leading with the head? He tackled him.
Well, here's the thing, Don. You know, with the new tackling drills that they've been teaching these young men with the heads-up program, you know, that's not going to be tolerated. When we played, that was a clean hit.
Exactly.
But you know what? We got to protect these young men, and if it was the other way, we would expect the same thing.
Well, that'll be an 8-yard penalty, half the distance. That'll be the second penalty, 13. I still struggle with some of that. I have to be honest. You're right. I get it. It's football.
Man-to-man across the board if they want it. The pass is there.
Neal's to the right side, 3 receivers to the left. They'll just run it right up the middle. Bouncing off the first contact that time is a young man I'm not familiar with. That'll be Aaron Huff, sophomore running back.
Boy, I tell you what, he got the ball and he went downhill.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that's why they got him in there. What do we give him? We were out at the 8. We'll mark it at the
3.
The 3. It'll be a first down and goal from that spot. Williamson gets a snap. Option look. takes it himself. He'll work down to the 1. Actually, they had that one spotted at the 4. So a pickup of 3 for Williamson.
Eddie, just really keeping the Bearcat defense on their toes with the fact that you have that read option look and that option look.
In the Liberty Ford red zone, Chavis is going to come back in. We'll talk a little bit about Liberty Ford. You've got a deal out there, buddy. I want to hear about this one.
We will talk about it.
Saunders and Chavis in the backfield alongside Williamson. Slot back to the right side. That'll be Huff. Wanted to go in motion. Hesitates. Now he'll work across the formation, right to left. Stop right behind the left guard. Chopping his feet. Offense goes right. Williamson gets met at the 1 yard line. Gets the ball popped loose. And fortunately for the Titans, it'll go out of bounds. And then a flag comes flying.
Well, here's the thing, Don. You got the stud linebacker for the Bearcats, London Cloud, and he's really woofing it up over there.
Personal foul, and
he looks like he's been ejected.
Has he really?
He just got ejected.
My.
Their best player.
London Cloud is a phenomenal football player. 437 yards on the year. Oh my.
He must have been warned already, Don.
I guess.
You got to give the ball to Sherman in this situation, Don.
You would think with 3:14 on the stop clock and right up the middle, that's not going to go nowhere. I got to tell you, that penalty and that ejection seems like it fired up that defense. They came wholehearted and knocked Chavis down for a loss. They had the ball at about the 1. They'll spot it back at the 2.
Yeah, after that big hit by Cloud to Chavis, he has carries of 0 and 1 yard, negative 1 yards at this point.
His head's probably still ringing, I would imagine. Williamson, and that wishbone look again. Saunders looks left, goes right, into the end zone, touchdown.
Just what the doctor dialed up. The tank, Sherman Saunders, running behind left tackle Josh Fenn and Sly Worthy. You could run left all day on this squad behind that beef.
Doubt about that. Boy, that's a heck of a drive. And another drive that was penalty aided, and that may be part of the story tonight for both of these squads. I mean, it's both these guys coming out with some mean intentions, and they may be coming out the wrong way. The lineup for the 2-point extra point, 3 receivers to the right side. Chavis, no. Pitch goes to the right side. Saunders is there, trying to get to the edge, and no! They're going to say he didn't get there. Oh, boy.
Looked like he had the ball extended out over the goal line from my angle, Don.
And the pylon got knocked down, but they're going to say no dice. So that'll leave it 14-7 in favor of the Titans with 2:40 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Saunders will put the ball on the tee for the Lorain High Titans after taking the ball in from 2 yards out. That capped off a 10-play, 73-yard drive, 4:25 off the clock. No dice on the extra point. That'll make it 14-7. A couple key plays in that drive. We'll talk about those in just a minute. Saunders tops the ball. It's not going to make 10 yards, and the flag comes in. That's going to be offsides. I tell you what, forget the penalty. They're going to call procedure on Lorain. Forget the penalty. Bedford's going to take the ball where they spotted it, but they didn't spot it. I guess they got to take it.
Nice idea.
You think that was an onside kick?
They were practicing it on Wednesday when I stopped down there, and I had seen that play. So, good idea.
Surprised. Well, they'll put it back up on the tee, and we'll see if go with that part of the program again. I have a feeling they'll kick away. Saunders will approach, and he'll drive it downfield, right down the middle on the ground. Ball touched, but picked up. Uh-oh, look out. This could be a big return. And it's going to be shut a little bit shy that time as Cameron Odom picked it up and just sprinted on the diagonal. He'll get it out past midfield into Lorain territory at about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Sherman Saunders was able to come up and had a nice angle pursuit, was able to track down Odom on that play. And Don, before the last touchdown drive, you were talking about the deal of the millennium. You know, over at my Parma Heights store, I have a 2010 Ford Escape XLT with a moonroof, cloth, sink, and a lockable hidden wet trunk. And I'll tell you what that is here in a moment.
Yeah, you're going to have to. That's waiting to hear about this one. 2:33 left on the first quarter clock. Little shotgun look here. And play action pass. They'll flip it out to the right side. Nice catch by DeAndre Chambers. Had to go up for that one. He's going to get wrapped up and dropped near first down yardage as he spun forward. Call that a pickup of about 9.
Yeah, they're spotting him right at the sticks. Are they going to move him?
Well, the back guy on the sticks was ready to move. I don't think the officials are ready to move. It's second down in like inches, literally. So more about that vehicle, man. What's the deal with a wet trunk?
A wet trunk, what that is in the back of your cargo area, it has pre-drilled holes. You could put sodas, sandwiches for tailgating and camping.
Oh, dude, that's a great idea.
And if you have electronics, you can hide your electronics in there as well.
It's not bad. Chambers is going to split out to the left side. 3 receivers to the right. Single back alongside Golson this time as he's in the gun. He'll hand off to that single back, and that's going to be a run right up the middle. Shantez Moss, he busts outside to the right side along the sideline. He'll sprint into the end zone and score. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're going to say, oh, there's the signal. Okay. Boy, that was a nice rip from 34 yards out. Shantez Moss said, enough. And literally on the sprint.
Yeah, Shantez Moss started off in the middle, bellied out to the right side of the field, and there was no one going to catch him with those great angles and all. The Titans had no chance against that speed. Touchdown of 34 yards.
34 yards. 2 plays covering the 44 yards.
This is a track meet, boys.
Yeah, it is. Score's going to get run up quick. We still got a minute and a half left in this first quarter. We might see another score yet. Neil Vint comes out for the kick extra point. Snap is low, and it's going to go back. They're going to turn that single point kick into a 2-point try. They'll throw it downfield, and it'll be caught, but will not find end zone, so it'll stay at 14-13. Still a 1-point lead for the Lorain Titans. We'll take a little bit of a break and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL. .137 left. This first quarter clock. Every possession has resulted in a score thus far. Lorain set to get the ball back. Deep to receive, Kevin Davis and Perry Mincy. Vint will approach. Short kick, and that one's going to go again to Barry. He's going to have it at the 20. A little bit of a high step. He'll work out across the 30 to near the 35-yard line. Actually, it looks like they'll spot him at about the 34. Will not go down, though. The big guy says enough's enough. You can hit me, but you can't knock me down.
Wrapping up that vehicle that I have over at my Parma Heights location at 6600 Pearl Road, that vehicle only has, as a 2010, 11,000 miles.
Oof.
Don, 11,000 miles.
It's not even, forget broken in, it's barely off the lot.
It's like a new car.
So what's the deal on it? You got a number? Can you give
Call
me a
me
number?
at 440-654-8274. We could talk numbers.
There you go. All right, first down and 10 from the 34. Handoff. That'll be
Chavis.
Chavis again. Chavis will work upfield. Apparently, he's lost the cobwebs. He'll work out to the 40. He'll pick up a 6.
You know, talking about losing the cobwebs, it probably helps that London Cloud is no longer in the game, that he has to see number 11 coming downhill on him.
No kidding. Kid's a load. Little read option again this time. Saunders. Saunders just running people over.
He's a beast.
No kidding. He'll get out across midfield to the opposite 48-yard line. A pickup there of, what, about 12. And another first down for the Titans. I'm going to give you their first down numbers here in a second. You'll be pretty impressed. Just a minute left. Handoff goes Saunders again. No, keeper that time by Williamson. He'll work forward, get wrapped up. Flag comes flying in at the point of the hit. That's going to be on the Titans. One of the big guys was out there trying to lead block for Chavis.
Yeah, you know, you had a pickup of 6 yards on the carry by Chavis. However, Aaron Neal got his hands on the outside of the receiver, which all day, as you know, they're going to call the penalty for holding on that one.
Absolutely.
I tell you what.
Spot foul, so give him the 6.
You know, Chavis does not run like a sophomore. And you could tell as the season has gone on, he has gotten more and more confidence. The rain starts to fall down here, Don. You got to pay attention on those option tosses. Is that going to play effect?
4th penalty for 36 yards. Handoff goes right up the middle and goes absolutely nowhere that time. It was a first down at about 14. Give him a pickup of about 3. I'm not sure who we're giving that pickup
That's Sherman
to.
Saunders.
Was it Saunders?
You know, Eddie gets the play in from coach, and he has the option to pass or run the ball based on the base alignment that he sees from the defense.
2nd down and about 11, closer to 10. Williamson wants to throw, fires out to the left side, has a receiver there. That's Neal. Slips the first tackle, stays on his feet, breaks free, has first down yardage. Well, they may have said that he stepped out of bounds shy of the stick. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be a couple feet short at least.
So about 6 yards.
Neal, I mean, really interesting here for Neal. You know, we're used to seeing him as a running back. That's where we've seen him over the last couple of years. They've slid him out.
Yeah, talk to the coaching staff, and they really like him on the edge setting the blocks. He has strong hands. He can set the point of attack.
3rd down and 1. I tell you, I like this matchup out toward the edge. Rashad Berry has man coverage. You're not going to look at him this time, though. Handoff right up the middle. That's first down yardage inside. Well, actually, they'll spot it right at the 35-yard line. And that'll be Chavis again, who's the workhorse right now. Are we giving him a pickup of about 4 there?
Yeah, I'm being generous, giving 5 on that one.
All right, mark it down as well. 3, 2, 1. That'll bring the first quarter of play to a close. The Titans up by a point, 14-13, and a fast-moving, big-scoring, fun ball game. We're going to step away when we come back. Second quarter action right here on WLCS TV 20, as well as AM 1320 WOBL.
Hey, Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
12 minutes up on the clock as we get set for second quarter action here on AM 1320 WOBL. Don Vincent along with Rick Amador. Carlos Chavis has had a great start to this ball game, running downhill all the way through. He's got some good numbers to go with it.
Yes, Chavis, 12 carries, 66 yards, a 5.5 yard per clip carry, per carry average. Let's see if he continues to get the rock on this drive.
All right, first down and 10, ball spotted at the Bedford 35-yard line. We flip the field. The Titans moving right to left now across your radio dial and across your TV screen. Handoff left side. Saunders works inside the 30, just inside the 30. Nice pickup of about 5 there on a first down carry.
Yeah, one thing, if you ever get a chance to meet that young man, Sherman Saunders, you're going to notice he has very strong hands. And oftentimes he does everything my father always told me not to do. He carries it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, he does. Little play action look. They'll flip it out to Barry. Wants to spin off the first tackle. Gets wrapped up. He'll pick up maybe a yard before he gets spun down by about 3 or 4 different Bedford Bearcats.
They get Barry 1 yard on that one. And to this point in the game, Eddie Williamson, 5 of 5, 15 yards. But not asking him to do a whole lot in the passing game.
You don't need to. I mean, and right now the passing game for the most part is lateral.
It is.
Saunders, Barry, and Dejon Brown to the left side of the offense here. Handoff right up the middle. Chavis bouncing forward near first down yardage. Needed about 3, maybe 4. Where are they going to spot it? A little shy. It's going to pick up about 3 that time.
Yeah, that time they try to run to the right side behind Chris Mayer and Nelson LeBoy. Didn't have enough for the first down yardage. Ever looked at picking it up on 4th.
Yeah, they're going for it on 4th down again. They were successful earlier in the game, their only other time. And about a similar situation, only needed about a yard. Williamson, maybe the hard count. Nope, he's going to run the play, flips it downfield. Has a receiver. Oh! Wanted to move before he caught it. That one will bounce off the receiver's hands and out of bounds. Neal got a little ahead of himself that time, maybe waiting for the hit. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
I like the play call, Don. Just like to see a little better execution. But I know that Aaron picked that up next time.
No doubt about that. Now, you at least move the ball down the field. You've set the Bearcats up on about their own 25-yard line. So that much can be said for that drive. But you've got this powerful Bearcats offense led by Carlin Colston.
Josh Fenn just checked in as a defensive tackle in this formation.
And coverage on the edge. Pitch goes, and that'll be Moss. Moss working upfield. Has some help from his lineman. He's going to get out to the 35. He's still working forward. And they're going to, see, here's my problem. They called him down at the 36. The pile was up about the 39, and it didn't appear that anybody was blowing any whistles when they were calling him down because everybody was still playing.
Yeah, you know, and it was at that rugby-style scrum. They're going to give him the yardage for a first down. Moss on the night, 5 carries, 53 yards, a 10.6 yard per carry average.
Actually, that pickup, I missed. I only thought he picked up about 5. It ends up he picks up about 11, but he was still moving downfield.
You look at that line, that offensive line of the Bearcats, they are big.
They'll go big line here, double tight. Moss will be the second man through and bounce out to the left side. He's on the sprint, first down yardage again, crosses midfield, gets out to the 45, dropped at about the 44-yard line. And again, tackles well downfield. The DBs for Lorain having to do a lot of work here.
Pick up a 21 on that one.
Well, he's going to be the guy now. Moss on the season has 590 yards to go along with 7 touchdowns. He's going to set up his Bearcats pretty nicely here in Lorain territory at the 44-yard line.
And at 5'11", 190, he's put together.
Got some wheels, that's for sure. DeAndre Chambers split out to the right side, double tight again. Handoff goes to Moss, hesitates at the line of scrimmage, dives forward. He'll pick up about 8. They'll spot him just shy of the 35-yard line, call it the 36. So he'll pick up there of about, 8?
Yeah, great vision there by Shantez Moss. The run was actually designed to go to the right. He basically stopped, came to a dead stop, jumped back to the left, went to the other hole. That was a big run there.
Lorain takes a timeout. They need to take one right now as the Bearcats are marching down the field. We'll take a break as well with 9:20 left in the first half. 14-13 in favor of Lorain. We'll be right back.
For too many parents, a baby's first steps aren't just a milestone. They're a miracle. A miracle made possible by volunteers like you who walk and raise money in March for Babies. Sign up today to take the steps that help make milestones and even miracles possible. Who will you march for?
Second down and 2 from the 36-yard line for the Bedford Bearcats. Lorain called a timeout and has got to put a stop to this offense led by Shantez Moss. Look for him to get another carry. He's the deep back in the I formation. They'll go play action with him, fire it downfield, and that's going to be pass interference. No? Well, the Titans may have gotten away with one because Cameron Odom was moving downfield and got pulled from behind, and no flag was dropped.
Paraminci got lucky on that one that we didn't see some of that laundry on the field. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. I really like that play call. They came with an unbalanced line, and basically they chop blocked everybody on the defensive line of Lorain. The pass was there on that skinny post. It's just a badly thrown ball. You wonder if the weather had something to do with that.
It might. Odom's going to come right back out here. Look for them to go back to that at some point. 3rd down and 2. Moss runs, got hit in the backfield, skips over that one. He'll work forward. He'll pick up about 5, maybe 6, but it's enough for a first down either way you look at it.
Yeah, he got hit behind the line of scrimmage. Great balance by Shantez Moss, and Aaron Neal was there to clean it up from his monster back position.
So Moss has 5 for 5 in the last rushes. Actually, may even go further back. Yeah, he's got all 6 and 7, the last 7 rushes. I mean, he's the go-to guy right now. He's the lone man as Colston goes under center. They'll pitch it to him. He's going to cut up inside the contained man, still on his feet at the 20 to the 15, now to the 10. Dragging guys forward. He'll get bulldogged down at about the 4-yard line. Another nice rip, that time of 27.
Nice kick-out block, sealing the edge there by the Bearcats. So first time they've shown the toss sweep all night. We got an injured Titan there. Sam McGuigan is the safety for Lorain.
He was the man at the point of attack. He may have gotten buckled out there. For Moss on this possession, runs of 11, 21, 8, 5, and now 27. 1, 2, 3. That's the 4th first down in this possession for the Bearcats. Hey, want to remind everybody, you can check this game out later if you like. All of our football broadcasts are simulcast and archived on the internet at LorainCounty.com. Just set your browser to LorainCounty.com /WOBL, LorainCounty.com. It's all about Lorain County.
It's all about you.
Join your neighbors and log on today. And for those of you listening right now on our radio broadcast or our internet broadcast, I want to invite you to check things out at WLCS TV 20 as well as we'll have a delayed broadcast of this game. You'll have a chance to take a peek at it as well. Joe Bach made the trip out with us and certainly enjoyed having him along for the ride. Want to make sure you stick around for the D. Tutinelli's halftime showcase also. It's brought to you by D. Tutinelli's Pizza in Amherst, where we're passionate about our pizza. Tonight, we're going to feature the bands from both Lorain High School and Bedford High School, so that'll be our halftime show brought to you by D. Tutinelli's. Right now, though, with 8:44 left in the first half, 14-13 in favor of Lorain. Bedford's threatening, and I'm not a little threat. This is a big punch-you-in-the-nose threat.
Yeah, you know, we've seen drives like this when we've covered Avon Lake Shoreman when they're really rolling. They're coming out double tight, unbalanced line when you're bringing a tackle and putting them at a tight end position like they are now with number 73 on the edge.
Boy, that's a whole lot of line up there. Almost looks like too much. Moss is going to get the handoff, and he'll want to go right, end up going left, end up really going into the end zone from about 4 yards out for the score.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that, just right off of right guard. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage, but you could see the leg strength in that young man. He was able to burrow his way for 6.
7 plays, 75 yards, and that's a good turnaround there. Less than 2 minutes, about $1:58 off the clock on that particular drive before Moss can take it in from 4 yards out. That'll be your Wendy's drive summary. Neil Vint onto the field for the extra point. Snaps back, kick is up, looks good from here. The officials will agree. That'll make it 20-14 in favor of the Bearcats. We'll step away and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL.
Don't get it. Let's go. Come on. Don't get, I told you not to do that to me. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. You can't go right. You can't go right. Oh, you ain't never getting that. Nuh-uh, not on me. My bad. My bad. You're good. My bad. My bad. You're good game. Good play. Good play.
Some good numbers being put up here by Shantez Moss. We'll take a look at those here in just a second after the kickoff. Neil Vint handling it. Davis and Mincy deep to receive. Low driving kick will bounce at about the 14. Be fielded by Mincy at about the 10. Working upfield out across the 20. Gets hit there. He'll work forward to the 25, maybe 26. So a decent return there for Perry Mincy. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those numbers, though.
Yeah, that drive was all Moss. Left side, right side, up the middle, toss sweeps. 10 carries, 118 yards with 8:26 left in the second quarter, Don.
Okay, let me avoid overstating something, but point out that this may be a very critical drive for the Titans.
It's been a track meet so far, so you can't afford not to score because you haven't shown that you can stop that Bearcat offense.
Shot Berry will line up in the slot to the right side of this offense. 2 backs alongside Williamson as he calls for the signals in the shotgun. Receiver to the near side is Dejon Brown. Another wide receiver out to the right. Williamson taking his time. Looked like he might have changed the play. Hands off to Saunders. Saunders will bury his way up ahead, right behind the centers and the guards for a pickup of about 3.
You know, Saunders, he's been getting a lot of the, those dives right off the guard tackle's rear end, and he's got the speed to get to the corner when he needs to.
Second down at about 7. Clock's running at just over 8 minutes in the first half. Basically the same formation here. Williamson will point toward the ground and take the snap. Saunders again on second down. He'll get out to about the 30-yard line for a pickup of 1, and that'll be it.
Should bring up 3rd down and 6, which still is a manageable situation for the Titans. The Bearcats continue to show single high safety, man-to-man across the board. So, if you got any type of, deep curl patterns or fly patterns, they're open.
Looks like you've got a linebacker sitting to help out on Barry. He's sitting in the slot on the right side of the offense. Just 5 linemen there. They'll flip it out to the right side. That'll be first down pass. Neal will catch that one. That's the same one they ran earlier. They needed 6. They ended up picking up 8.
Yeah, basic pitch and catch, like I told you. For everybody listening at home, Aaron will pick himself up into squad up by making up for that one. Good young man if you ever have a chance to talk to him. Dynamic, articulate young man.
First down and 10 from the 38-yard line for the Titans. They seem to be in a more of a control mode right now instead of kind of pushing the tempo. Burning some time off the clock. 3 receivers to the left of the offense with Williamson in the backfield along with one running back. And that will be Saunders, I'm guessing. Flag comes flying in. Look for a hold on this one. Pickup of about 6 on the run. And the flag is way back at the line of scrimmage, so they'll step off 10 here against the Titans.
I was just going to mention before that holding call, there was a nice kick, a nice seal block by Josh Fenn, but it looked like the hold came from the interior of that line.
They'll spot it back at the 27-yard line. We're going to need 21 here, 22. It's a big penalty. First down and 22. 2 receivers to the left side. Looks like a little screen set up, but no. Streaking down the sideline that time was Neal. He's looking for a little bit of help from the officials. It's not going to be forthcoming. That one will fall incomplete.
You know what? I like that pass play. Even though they didn't complete the go route there, which is, a pass pattern, a pass play they need to complete when they're showing that man-to-man coverage with only one safety over the top.
It's interesting, on the backside of that play to the near side, what I was talking about, they had Barry setting up for a screen, so I think that's probably something they wanted to take a peek at. 2 backs in the offensive backfield alongside Williamson as he sits in the short gun. Clock stopped following the incomplete pass. Pitch goes to the right side, ball's on the ground. There's nothing but green jerseys all around that one, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be first down Bedford, and they're going to have it in great field position at the 24-yard line.
The Bearcats did a great job coming up to defend the option, the pitch option on that. The pitch was slightly behind Chavis. Turnover for the Titans. See if that defense can respond and hold up this Bearcat offense that they haven't been able to do so to this point in the game.
Well, look for another healthy dose of Shantez Moss. 100 yards plus in the first half of action. Carlin Colson will trot out to the field with a play, and it ain't broke. Don't fix it. I don't see why you do anything other than run Moss.
And they come out in trips to the right, Don.
Well, there you go. It's a bunch formation close to the line of scrimmage. They'll run one guy off that formation. They want to throw it here on first down. They'll fire toward the end zone all alone and into the end zone. Cameron Odom, 24 yards out, caught the ball at about the 2-yard line, almost walked in.
Yeah, the Titans were confused when they motioned the wide receiver out of the bunch formation. When they motioned Najee Stevens-McKenzie to the right, basically the inside wide receiver just ran basically almost like a wheel route down, and he was right there in the seam. No one was covering him for 6.
There was zero fancy about it,
but that play's coming back.
It is coming back. They called a hold. Oh, boy. I had already marked that one down. That's a tough way to wipe out a touchdown.
Yeah, we got to apologize for that. People watching, you're going to watch it later tonight, and people listening at home. The play was so well designed. I was like, man, you just got to give them the 6 for that.
Apparently not. I'll back him up to the 37-yard line. Slot formation on the right side. Boy, that one didn't look right from the start. Moss will have an opportunity to run it. He's going to get tripped up, and coming up in support that time, Orsler.
Robbie Orsler.
He'll stop him after they'll spotted at about the 30. They needed 23.
And Moss is coming up a little gimpy.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to get the trainers out there. So a pickup of about 6. And he got hit at the legs, low on the legs.
And see, that's, we talked about earlier where we seen the blow to the head. And we were talking about that when London Cloud made that hit. And now, you see a lot of these lower hits, you're going to see a lot more leg injuries. But hopefully it's a cramp. That's what it looks like from here.
Yeah, it's the way they're treating it at least. They're going to get that leg up in the air, pull down on the toe. Typically, that's what you got to deal with. So the question is, how do you get this guy up and running? And, not that anybody's legs don't count, but if you've got a running back that's churned up 100 yards on the afternoon or evening so far, you want to give him the ball, but if he's cramping up, what do you do? I mean, you can hydrate him only so much.
Yeah, coach is not happy at the fact that he's cramping.
And by the way, Sean Williams, great guy. Gave us what we needed. Doesn't know us from anybody in the world. Sat down and talked with Brian Dietz. So Certainly want to say thanks to him, and also thanks to everybody here at Bedford. Came up to the booth, and everyone treated us real well.
Very
There's
accommodating.
Coffee, there's chips, there's candy, any number of things.
They do have us in the corner here, tucked away.
That's okay.
But I'm okay with that.
Hey, there's glass in front of us in every direction.
Yes.
So I'm content.
We're in polos and we're dry.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, I tell you what, that's one heck of a cramp. They're going to have to help Moss out. He's hesitant to bear any weight on his other leg.
He's definitely in a lot of pain.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that. That's a heck of an athlete. And if they don't have him available due to this.
That would be their two top athletes and two top running backs. London Cloud, who was ejected in the first quarter, and Shantez Moss is having a hard time with these cramps. Being carried off the field.
Yeah, even being carried off the field, he's still wincing. Wow. All right, second down, and we're going to call it about 16 here for the Bearcats. Now, who are they going to trot out there? In the running back position, Jaquan Buckner will be back there next to Colston. And in motion, a receiver out to the right side of McCutner. They'll fire downfield. That one's going to be too long for everybody. That one will fall incomplete. They'll bring up a third down and long. Well, I thought there was another flag back here at the line of scrimmage, but that was just somebody's yellow sock.
Yeah, the oohing and ahhing here in the press box and in the stadium was that the ball actually hit off Buckner's shoulder. The kid comes into the game, and the snap sends the shotgun snap finds him right in the shoulder. Colston did a great job making an athletic play, recovering, and throwing the ball just a little bit too deep for his intended receiver.
Third down and 16, 5:52 on a stop, second quarter clock.
And if Lorain's going to turn their fortune and try to turn this around, they have to get off the field here on third down.
I would absolutely agree. But that being said, this may be four-down territory regardless. They've got two plays they've got to make. They're going to load up the wide receivers, two on either side for Colston. He's going to drop straight back off the shotgun, work upfield, fire along the sideline, has his man, and he's going to step out of bounds. And another flag's going to come in on Lorain. That's going to be first down following the play. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 17-yard line, and the coach over there wants him thrown out of the ball game. Now, to his point is that's the third time you're flagging those guys for hitting somebody out of bounds.
Yeah, Williams is not happy with the referees not calling, ejecting the young man on that play. I thought it was a little borderline, but that's just mine. I'm being a little biased.
The call itself?
Yes.
So mark off the penalty yards down to the 7-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard penalty. That'll be the sixth penalty for 53 yards and a first down inside the 10. Flag comes down off the far side. I would tend to think that that's going to be on the offense. Carry's going to go down to about the 3-yard line. That'll be a hold, and this is going to come back. Oh, check that. Procedure. It'll be a 5-yard walk-off. Penalties abound here. That'll be the fifth penalty for 29 yards on Bedford. 6 penalties, 53 yards on Lorain.
Yeah, design draw on that one. Anthony Vasquez was able to stop the play, but the play was for naught because of the procedure penalty.
He's one of the young men that we met when we went out to practice.
Yeah, he's a nice young man.
What a personable young man. Came up, introduced himself to us, thanked us for being there. How cool is that?
Very cool.
First down and goal from the 13-yard line. Colston has Buckner alongside, two receivers on either side. Watch that slot one to this near side. Buckner, no. Colston will take it upfield. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he follows the big tackle, Austin Esther, into the end zone. That was easy.
Yeah, Austin Esther, when he pulled from this right tackle position, he was looking for somebody to hit. He didn't hit anybody.
The big guy was just rumbling, and at some point, Colston said, "I'm sorry, buddy, I got to pass you up."
He should have gave the dog a bone, just gave it to him. Big guys need to score too.
If you're standing up going into the end zone as your quarterback, something's wrong.
Right. He was looking for someone to hit.
Extra point attempt here by Vint. Snaps back, holds good, kicks up, and good. And that will make it 27-14 in favor of Bedford. We'll take a break and be right back at AM 1320 WOBL and WLCS TV 20.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
5:06 left in the first half. 27-14 in favor of Bedford. Vint to kick it away. Mincy and Davis deep to receive for the Titans. Kick is a short one. Will go high. Somebody's got to cover that. That's going to be, ball still loose. That may be Bedford's ball. Don't have a signal yet. Nobody for the Titans jumped on that, although somehow they got under there, and actually Aaron Neal's going to fall on top of it. Neal wasn't sure what to do. He was looking around for someone to tell him what's up, and the ball landed right behind him. He had to fall backwards on it.
You know, Bedford on the last drive was able to capitalize on Lorain's fumbled option toss, see if they could clean that up and move the ball and get back into this game because they're down now, score 27-14.
Maybe a drive summary here in just a second. 3 receivers off to the right side. Saunders is out there in the slot alongside Rashad Berry. Splits on either end as well. Single back alongside Williamson. He'll take the snap, option look, rolls to the right side. It's into the line, has to try to pitch it, finds Chavis somehow, and that's going to be a lot of effort for a gain of a yard, maybe 2. They'll spot it just shy of the 30.
Yeah, Eddie Williamson made the decision to keep the ball himself on that one, and when he was stopped at the last second decides to pitch it. I mean, that's the option that you have on that type of play, but you got to be careful.
Yeah. That's the one that ended up being on the turf last time we saw that option play. Second down and about 8. Williamson has a single back alongside. 3 receivers off to the left. Look for him to go that way in just a second. They do want to throw. He's looking to the right. Just tucks and heads upfield. Gets hit and stopped after a pickup of about 4 out to the 34-yard line.
The linebackers for Bedford did a great job filling, able to stop Eddie Williamson before he could break that one any further than what he already did.
3rd down and 4. By the way, drive summaries all season long brought to you by Wendy's. When you're on your way home from tonight's game, stop by one of your local Wendy's. Wendy's, quality is our recipe. We'll give you that drive summary right after this play. 3rd down and about 4 from the 34-yard line for the Titans. Handoff inside. Chavis, first down yardage. Jam Moore. Boy, he was a half a step away from ripping that one big. Gets out across the 45 to the 47-yard line to pick up a 13.
Yeah, nice run by Eddie Williamson to that right side of the offensive line behind Nelson LeBoy. Nelson LeBoy and Chris Mayer, people that Coach McFarland talked about, didn't even play football until this year.
It's amazing. By the way, that drive summary, 5 plays, 24 yards, $128 off the clock. Holston was able to take it in from 13 yards out for the score. Here comes Williamson, flips it out to the near side, little wheel route. That'll be Saunders. He'll get wrapped up from behind, but not until he gets out across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Pickup of about, well, actually they'll spot it at the 49, I'm sorry. A pickup there of about, 4?
Yeah, swing pass basically from a slot position. It's basically like the West Coast offense swing pass out of that 3 wide receiver set.
That's a tough one to pull
off.
off.
They're outflanked on the right-hand side, Don. It's there if they want it.
They're not going to get there. Chavis is going to get the handoff left side of the line and get buried backward. You're right. You saw the fans pointing at it, too. Did they take the ball away? No.
3rd down.
There's a lot of head slapping and excited play there from the Bearcats, and I understand they made a good defensive play. Loss of 1.
Brings up 3rd down and 6. Just outside midfield, or just past midfield.
3 receivers off to the right side. You've got a real similar situation here. Look for him to go to Barry at some point. Single receiver to the near side as well. He'll roll to the right side. Williamson wants to throw, wanted to tuck and go, fires it downfield, puts the ball up high. That'll be complete. And the reception there.
Chavis.
All right, Chavis, nice catch. Went up and brought that one down. Had the ball at the 49. They'll spot him down at the 36, so about a 13-yard pitch and catch.
Yeah, Eddie Williamson was able to break contain on the outside. He drew the defense in. They thought he was running. The linebackers and safeties crept up. Right, Chavis got behind him. They're lucky that wasn't a bigger gain than that.
You're right. 1st down and 10 for the Titans again. They'll run it to the right side. They'll pick up a couple inside the 35. We'll spot him at the 34-yard line.
I tell you what, that Chavis, doesn't act like he's a sophomore.
They're going to run that young man into the ground today, and until somebody stops him, they're not going to do much else. Give him 2 on that one. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 inside the 35-yard line. Little play action look. They'll flip it out. That one to Berry.
Grab.
One-handed catch with the upfield hand. It's not going to be a huge gain. It's going to be pickup of a couple.
Maybe a yard?
Maybe.
2?
Brings up the third down about, maybe just 1.
It just shows you the kind of athlete that Berry is. A one-handed grab with those paws.
Yeah. Right into his body, which is what you should do with it. 3 receivers off to the right. Man coverage out there. Williamson's just going to tuck and go. That's going to go nowhere. A loss of a couple. Back to the 35-yard line.
Great penetration by Najee Stevens McKenzie. You might not want to run to the side that a guy with 2 last names is on.
No doubt about that. The Titans are going to take a timeout to talk about this one. Big third down and long coming up. We'll step away and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL and Lorain County Sports Network.
Is your child's sports performance inconsistent? Does she seem to be a few steps behind the soccer ball? Is he swinging early or late at the baseball? An eye coordination problem could be at the root of your child's difficulties. Vision screenings can be misleading because they are not designed to test all of the visual skills necessary for sports performance or for reading and learning. For more information on sports and vision, visit the website for the College of Optometrist and Vision Development at covd.org.
Big situations, big players produce. Rashad Berry showing up.
Yeah, that series started by a Rashad Berry interception, ended with Rashad Berry with a 15-yard touchdown pass. Williamson to Berry. Tonight, Berry, 4 receptions, 23 yards, and that big 15-yard touchdown.
Your Wendy's drive summary, 4 plays, 20 yards. 42 seconds off the clock. Berry with that catch for the score. German Saunders has the ball teed up for the Titans. They're just going to pooch it over the top. It's going to end up going well out of bounds. That one didn't stand a chance of staying in bounds. It's a great field position here for the Bearcats, but they've only got 23 seconds left in the half.
With this offense, though, put a lot of pressure on you.
Now, where the ball, here are your options. You get the penalty, you would take it at the 35, or you spot it where the ball went out of bounds, and that's exactly what the Bearcats are going to do, and they're going to spot it. See, I thought it went out of bounds at about the 42. 41, close enough. So they've got 23 seconds to make of 59 yards. First down and 10 from the 46-yard line.
Bedford does have 2 timeouts. I was thinking they were coming in spread formation, but they're coming with their bunch. Oh, they are coming out with their bunch. Look to the right.
There's some motion coming out of this again. They'll send the tight end out. That's exactly what they'll do. Back to throw across the middle. Boy, oh boy, that was another completion waiting to happen. Cameron Odom was all alone. Colston couldn't quite find him. And again, is that the weather? Is that the wet ball?
Yeah, that ball was it looked like a Fausto Roberto Hernandez sinker there. Dive bombing.
Good catch.
I did that intentionally, Don.
Better reference. Do you write this stuff, or does it just come to you?
Man, I don't know. If you know the things that went on in my mind.
I'm afraid.
Yes.
Second down and 10. 19 seconds left in the first half. Single back behind Colston this time as he's got splits to either side.
Toss
Pitch
sweep.
goes to the right side. That'll be Shantez Moss back into the ballgame following those cramps. Sheds one would-be tackler, still on his feet, getting carried forward that time. Boy, he's a load. Orsler jumped on top and kind of had to ride him into the ground, and here's going to be your timeout. 19 and 3 is 22. That'll be another rip for Moss.
Well, going into tonight's game, you looked at the defense of Lorain, and Nazir Bohannon had really flashed, but I tell you what, Austin Esther is doing a number on him tonight.
True enough. Timeout on the field called by Bedford. We'll go ahead and keep it here this time as well. Give our producer back at the studios a little bit of a break here. Kept it for a couple timeouts. He'll be yelling at me later, and he should be probably. Need to get the spots in, take care of all of our sponsors.
Yeah, they like to make sure we get them in. I was watching the kicker, and it looked like his target area is right around the 15-yard line. So if they can get into that 15-yard line, he was nailing those kicks, and the wind at that time before the game started was going kind of like east to west. So we'll see how it is. The flags look pretty calm from here, though.
Well, thus far in the season, Vince not had a lot of success kicking field goal. 0 for 2 in field goals, but he's pretty consistent on the extra points. He was 18 to 23 coming in. 4 for 4 today, right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So
Aaron Huff was the injured Titan on that one. Looks like, again, another young man
check
playing,
that.
playing
3 for
cramps.
4.
Yes, he did miss the one. It was the, I don't know if that was a design fake or that a fumbled snap. I couldn't tell from here.
I don't know. All right. Up and moving toward the sideline is Aaron Huff, who was injured on that play. Head toward the sideline. Just a reminder, coming up in about 9 seconds, our D. Tutinelli's halftime showcase featuring the bands from both schools. So you've got the injury timeout followed by, or combined with a timeout. And there's the signal. So now we'll start running the clock. I'm afraid to go away because I'm not sure when they'll come back. So we'll go ahead and keep it right here. Sorry, Country Joe.
Now, Don, let me ask you a question. Let
Sure.
me put your coaching hat on right now. You know, if you're Coach Mike Akers and that defensive coaching staff, what kind of defense do you come out in this situation? Are you looking cover 2? Are you playing man-to-man, single high safety? What are you trying to do in this situation with 9 seconds on the clock?
I'm probably going to play a cover 2, and I'm going to read through the quarterback to the running back. His first two steps, I would think, will tell you what's coming your way. If he steps to the line, you know what's coming. If he steps laterally to the line, now if after those 2 steps he sets up to block, then you clearly know what's going on. So I guess that would be my call for those 2 deep backs. That's what I would think. I'll ask you the same thing. What do you think?
You know what? With the athletes that you have on the line, Lorain's, front 7, it kind of gives you it's hard not to want to put pressure in this situation.
Agreed.
And bring a blitz in because you've seen the kind of plays that Barry can make. And let's see what they do. And they are in a spread look here with an empty backfield, something they have not shown to this point of the game.
3 receivers left, 2 to the right, and the one on this side is actually offsides. I don't think the official's going to catch that. Nope, no flag on that. Wants to throw. Colston fires. Long ball toward the end zone. Little face guarding. There's the flag coming in with 3 seconds left. Pass will fall incomplete. Now, I got to tell you what. That's not a terrible thing for a DB in that situation. If you're worried about getting deep beat, there's another flag. So this may offset, or was that a hit on the quarterback?
We'll find out. To finish your point, in high school football, that's only a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what the call is.
All right. 2 flags, actually 3 flags, but 2 different places on the field. One in the offensive backfield. Pass interference on Lorain. That one's going to be declined. Personal foul. All right, the roughing the quarterback will be a 15-yard penalty. Tell you what, Titans killing themselves with penalties today. 7th penalty, 68 yards, and we're in one half of football. So you got 3 seconds on the clock. Bedford's going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. 27-20, Bedford over Lorain on AM 1320 WOBL.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more. Even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
3 seconds on the clock here at Bedford. The Bearcats with the ball, 1st down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Following the roughing the passer penalty, Colston is on the offensive backfield. Shantez Moss is alongside. They'll run the receiver out to the right side. That'll be Kuttner. Want to throw it here on this 1st down. That one's going to fall incomplete in the middle of the field, and that's going to put 3 zeros up on the clock. And we've got a tight one as we head into the halftime part of the program here. 27-20, Bedford over Lorain.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Cameron Odom is standing deep for the Bearcats, but he's not really had a look at a ball at all. Saunders has kept the ball low and near the ground.
With that straight-on kicking that he uses.
So whistles toot, and we are underway. Onside kick opportunity. Ball bounces high. Titans may have that. It's still loose. It's still on the ground. It's way back at the 35-yard line. And that time I think Bedford fell on it. At first, when it was up about 15 yards downfield, I really thought the Titans fell on it. It must have just bounced off of and moved downfield. So that ends up being a first down for Bedford, their own 35-yard line.
Boy, that was pretty adventurous right there. Right off after half, you got Sherman Saunders kicking that onside kick or that squib kick. It's kind of in between.
I'm not I guess I'm not sure that it's actually an onside kick attempt.
We'll have to ask him after the game.
For the game, we will be down on the field getting some interviews, certainly with the winning coach, maybe some players along the way as well. 11:54 left here. I backfield behind Colston, moving left to right, handoff right up the middle, and boy,
the ball's on the ground.
Boy, the ball came. Did the ball come loose? Yeah, there's a pile down there, that's for sure. No signals yet from anyone. I want to say the running back was Shantez Moss, the way he went in there, and they're going to call it second down. So a pickup of a couple out to about the 40, call it a pickup of 4.
Shantez ran over the would-be tackler, but when he was in his process of running him over, he left the ball exposed. The Titan was able to punch it out, and luckily for the Bearcats, they were able to fall back on top of it.
Colston will trot back onto the field for the Bearcats. Second down and 6. Deep back again is going to be Moss. Got a blocking back in there for him now. A little bit of a different look. A big feller, Marquise Copeland, actually is a backup tight end. He'll be in the block. Also wants to throw, fires it out to the near side, has his receiver. Catch is made by DeAndre Chambers out near midfield, and boy, there's a late hit that wasn't called at all. Knocked down one of the Titans. Pitch and catch were complete, though, for a pickup of about 9.
You know, you had Aaron Neal blitzing from his monster back position, basically like an outside linebacker position. He came unblocked, just got there just a little bit late. The ball was thrown high. Great catch there by number 7 for the Bearcats, DeAndre Chambers.
He's going to split out to the left side this time. He's split far. I backfield. It'll be Moss again. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. That one went nowhere. Aaron Huff was injured earlier and went off the field, shot the gap and dropped him for a little bit of a loss.
That is the first carry for a loss by Shantez Moss tonight. They're basically lining at the sticks for no gain.
Yep, I guess I was wrong. They'll call it a 0. But it's still, that's an accomplishment against Moss, who's been running up and down the field.
Yeah, up until this point in the game, Don, his shortest carry had been for 2 yards, and that was his 3rd carry of the night.
Second down and 10 here. 2 receivers off to the left side. Colston hands off. Moss again gets buried right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, he's going to pick up about a yard. That's going to be about it. And I'm thinking that was Andre Torres jumped in there and grabbed him.
Actually, that was Aaron Huff with his second tackle back-to-back. He's getting fired up from his linebacker position there, Don.
Well, you'll take that. Those 2 linebackers. 52 look by the Titans. They'll bounce it back to a 34 at times, but the difference between a 34 and a 42 is sometimes just, or a 52 is just terminology. So where you put your numbers. 3rd down and 9. 9:21 left in the 3rd quarter. I backfield again behind Colston. They got that tight end lining up the fullback. And a little rollout action. Fires downfield. That one's going to be picked off and going the other way. Orsler will work upfield, get hit out of bounds. The Titans have another takeaway.
Orsler did a great job dropping into coverage, covering that zone flat area. His responsibility. He knew that he had protection over the top with the cornerback playing that deep cover 3 look. Great job reading his keys, read the quarterback's eyes. Big turnover by the Titans. Let's see if they can produce on offense.
Well, now they've got to. They've got it at their own 45-yard line. Pretty good field position. No changes here in terms of the personnel. Berry and Saunders in the slots to the right side. Chavis is the running back alongside Williamson. He's going to get the handoff on first down. He'll work the right side of the line. Continues to churn and push forward. They'll be stopped out at about the 49 for a pickup of 4.
Chavis not missing a beat coming out of the halftime. Average 4.8 yards per carry, maintaining that average with that 4-yard pickup.
He'll take that. Second down at about 6. Ball just shy of midfield. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 backs alongside with Williamson. He'll call for the ball. Read play. Saunders. He'll bounce over people. First down across the 50 down to the 44. Pickup there of about 6 and another first down for the Titans. They've been picking up first downs left and right tonight.
They have been able to run the ball, and that's something that Coach Williams for Bedford had talked about, is that they're going to stop the run. Lorain is doing a nice job running the ball tonight.
Get a chance to count. I'll let you know how many first downs they had in the first half. First down and 10 right now from just inside the 45 of Bedford. Another read play. Saunders is going to get the call again, and he'll bolt out for another pickup of 5. If you can pick up 5 going in between the guards, it's going to be a nice night.
It's a nice job by the interior of the offensive line. When you look at them up front, they're not the biggest crew. You got Roger Jones, Slyworthy, and Nelson LeBoy. They do the yeoman's work up front.
Actually, they're going to give him a pickup of 4 that time, so second down, and we'll call it 6. 2 right, 1 left in terms of receivers. Handoff again. The big feller will take it upfield. He'll be near the 35-yard line and near first down yardage. If they give him the first down, it'll be a pickup of 6. If not, it'll be a pickup of 5 for Sherman Saunders. I'll leave him short. Give him a pickup of 5. Third down and 1. Titans moving.
Back to the line of scrimmage quickly.
It's that pace we saw early. They're going to fire. There's a little slant. That one's going to bounce high and fall incomplete. Tip drill, and the inside guy for Bedford just couldn't bring that in. Every opportunity as that ball was just floating for him. I think that was Matthew Gaston.
Yeah, part of the Bedford success in this early part of this midway part of the season has been able to pick up plays, the big plays, and we got to tighten down on the field. Looks like one of the linemen.
Yeah, one of the big fellers, and I can't quite catch
like
a
Roger Jones.
Okay, so we'll keep our eye on that for just a minute. It's going to, when they come back to play, it's going to be a 4th down and 1. 7:28 on a third quarter clock. Stopped right now for the injury, and young man getting up. If you confirm that number, Rick?
I can't see from this angle.
Looks like it might be a ankle issue. We're not going to diagnose it here by any means. Not our job, and certainly from this many yards away, not within our ability regardless. 4th down and 1 for the Titans when they get back up to the line of scrimmage. Titan offense is already on the field. They're ready to go. They've got parts in there. Slyworthy's out there. Let me see.
Actually, that's number 60, Don.
Torres out there. Josh Fenn is out there. Chris Mayer's out there.
Must be someone they're rotating in at guard.
Okay, 4th and 1. Williamson goes up and checks on the line. Boy, there's a whole lot of guys in the box right now. Green and white jerseys as we get set to go on this big 4th down and 1. Handoff. Chavis, left side, first down. Needed 1, picked up 2, maybe 3.
I really like the way that Sherman's or Eddie Williamson's controlling this offense, Don. You could definitely tell he understands the concepts of what the offense is going to be. This is his team, his offense. He gave him up to the line of scrimmage like he was going to take a quarterback under center, which he hasn't done all year.
1st and 10. We get another look at Saunders. Saunders breaks a tackle at the linebacker position. Gets inside the 15 down to about the 10, maybe inside the 10 just a little bit. Pickup of about, 23.
Nice rip there by Sherman Saunders. You know, that's one of those things. Sherman starts getting stronger as the game goes on, and if you're sleeping on his speed, he can take it to the house.
Well, the Titans here really looking good on this possession. 4:08 on a running third quarter clock. They're able to put it in the end zone here. Make this score a little bit closer. 7-point difference right now. 27-20 in favor of Bedford. Here goes Williamson. Option look. Fakes the pitch. Works up inside. Spun forward. and will work down to about the 7-yard line and pick up a 4 on first down. Like the decision.
Eddie Williamson showing why he can also play a little point guard too. Little moves in space there, Don.
Hey, it all matters. It all adds up. That's for sure. 2nd down and 7. Pick up just 3. Sorry about that, folks. Chavis right up the middle, in between the guards yet again. He'll work inside the 5, down to the 4 for a pickup of about 3.
Yeah, that dive right off the left side has been there all day. And Chavis does a great job getting his pad level lower than the defenders, where he's able to burrow through and pick up positive yards almost on every carry.
Okay, I want to correct myself yet again. They'll spot it at about the 4, so it's still a pickup of 3, though. 3rd down and about 3 as well. A long 3.
You can still pick up a first down, and it's down and distance, Don.
Chavis is alongside Williamson. 3 receivers to the right side. And a timeout. He didn't like what he was seeing, so he's going to take a little bit of a break. 5:51 left in the 3rd quarter. 27-20. Bedford over Lorain. Lorain threatening. We'll be right back on AM 1320 WOBL and WLCS TV 20.
I was the first woman ever to deploy on a Strategic Air Command deployment.
You didn't just serve your country.
I lobbied for women to be on board submarines.
You paved the way for others.
I joined the Army because I wanted a challenge.
And the challenges you face now? Your VA delivers a variety of benefits. Learn more, including how to apply online using eBenefits.
No matter what time it is, you've earned them. Apply today.
Welcome back to Bedford. You heard from Scott Petrick and his Browns beat. We'll talk a little bit more about the Browns' involvement in this particular game here when we have a chance shortly. Right now, 3rd down and 3 from the 4-yard line for the Titans. They can get that first down at about the 1-yard line. So Chavis is going to line up with Williamson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right side. You've got, Saunders and Barry over there. Williamson looks over that defense. Really hasn't changed much since they went into that timeout. Snap is back. Williamson just talks. Heads up field into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. Boy, not touched at all. And you've got to credit the left side of the line. You've also got to credit Carlos Chavis.
Yeah, Carlos Chavis had a nice kickout block on the edge. Also, Joshua Finn with that nice reach block getting out there to get a piece of that end, and also the linebacker there. Eddie Williamson did a great job reading the hole for 6.
Williamson looking over at the sideline. He's going to trot back onto the field here and bring the play. Now, remember, this was another drive and another score that was started by an interception. Turnovers are huge. I don't care what level it is. They're huge. Titans are going to go for the deuce again. Chavis to the right side of Williamson. 2 receivers to that right side as well. 2 to the left. Wide splits by that offensive line. Williamson, high snap. Snares it, brings it down. He's in all kinds of pressure. Dumps it inside. Extra point is good. A 2-yard pitch and catch, and I'm not sure who the receiver was.
Sherman Saunders.
Was it Saunders? There you go. Put it up on the board and make it 28-27 in favor of the Titans. Step away and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
10 plays, 55 yards. Williamson takes it in for 4 yards out. The extra point pass into the end zone, good, although it looked like a busted-up play. Puts the Titans back out in front, 28-27. That drive summary brought to you by your local Wendy's restaurants. When you're on your way home from tonight's game, stop by one of your local Wendy's. Low, ground kick again, picked up by one of the Bearcats. Had a hard time doing that. Somehow, wow, Odom able to work forward, got popped at the end of that play. Tough young man. He's going to bounce right back up.
Yeah, the Titan with the stick on that one was Quentin Pardon.
Yeah, give credit for that stick. That was a big hit.
So now if you're Bedford, you have to respond. You're down 27-28. You wonder if a little bit of the homecoming festivities got to them a little bit. One of their players won the homecoming king, had Lorain down, and Lorain has responded.
We mentioned the Browns and their involvement in this game. You had a chance during halftime to kind of check in with some of those folks. I want to talk about that a little bit during this offensive series. Right now, though, Bedford will come to the line. Colston has 2 backs behind him. The deep one Looks to be Moss. Flags fly. Is this going to be on the defense? Yes, it is. Another penalty on the Titans.
Well, talking about the Cleveland Browns and their involvement with this game through social media, which we at WOBL and the Lorain County Sports Network are very fond of, they were able to use social media and their website to nominate this game, the Bedford Heights Lorain matchup, as the game of the week for them. And what's exciting for both programs is the winner of this game gets a check from the Browns.
Nice. That won't hurt. Both of these programs, I'm sure can use it. First down and 5 now from the 40-yard line for the Bearcats. Handoff goes to Moss. Look out. He may go. Boy, oh boy. Big rip. A pickup of about 18, and his first 3 or 4 steps, Rick, dynamic.
Yeah, you know what, and a great block when you had that counter tray action where you got the backside left tackle and right guard coming through that hole as a freight train. Najir Bohannon has to do a better job, taking on those blockers. He's got to take one for the team. If he just submarines and dives at their knees, he could jam that play up, and you won't see as big of a gain for Shantez like you did see on that last play.
First down and 10 from the Bedford 40, or from the Lorain 47-yard line. They march here. A little bit of a delay handoff. Moss again on the roll, gets upended at the 40-yard line. Coming up is Aaron Neal, and where Moss's head was, all of a sudden his feet were, but he still picked up 7, maybe 8.
Nice play call by the offensive coordinator for Bedford there. They ran the draw there. They knew that Lorain in that down and distance was going to bring both inside linebackers and took advantage of that aggressiveness.
Second down, long 2, close to 3. Wide receivers on either side, I backfield. Colston takes a snap. Moss again, left side of the lane. He'll dive forward just enough for a first down. They'll spot him at the Lorain 36-yard line. Pick up a 3.
Robert Orsler coming up to lay the stick to stop him, but just past the first down marker. They're going to spot it just past the marker.
I got to tell you, I really like Orsler. I mentioned this the first time we saw Lorain. I like Orsler up on the line. I mean, he's a not to take anything away from him as a quarterback or anything else, but I think that's where he contributes most to this squad. First down and 10 for the Bearcats. Handoff, Moss up the middle, bounces off, and a flag's coming in, and that's likely going to be a face mask on the Titans. I think someone reached up and grabbed it. I think that's what it's going to be. See what happens here. The run was down to the 25-yard line. The official standing over the flag. See what it was. Get a signal here from the officials. Personal foul, face mask on the Titans. So that's a live ball foul.
Plus the yardage.
Shouldn't get both. Apparently you do.
I tell you what, that left defensive end, the right defensive end for the Titans has to be more stout there, because Twinsburg is doing a great job exploiting that edge on every run. It's going to the right.
88 yards and penalties on the Titans. That's a score and a half. The high school game, pretty straightforward. 4:04 on a running third quarter clock. Pass, they'll flip it out into the flat, have a receiver there. That's going to be Stevens McKenzie, the homecoming king. He'll work down to the 5-yard line and pick up a 7.
Yeah, the last time they ran that bootleg action on that type of play, it was picked off. But there's a penalty back here.
Now, the official was pointing at Lorain, but the coaching staff from Bedford not happy. Are we moving the ball or not?
Looks like
waiting.
It's a dead ball foul of some sort, half the distance to the goal line.
Okay. 3-yard penalty, that'll make it 91 yards in penalties on 10 dropped flags. High backfield, splits on either side. Handoff, Moss up the middle, no. He'll get it down to about the 1-yard line, though. Another tough run for Moss.
they're coming out in that 21 personnel with 2 tights and one running back. Jeffries did a great job filling from his middle linebacker position, preventing Moss from scoring.
2nd and goal for Bedford inside the Liberty Ford red zone.
October is a great month for leasing. The 2015s are on the verge of being released, and most models we're filled with 2015 Fusions. The F-150s coming out, so if you're looking for a great deal, now's the time to buy a 2014 model year, the remaining that are left. Don't wait till Christmas.
They're going to be gone.
Yes.
No doubt. 3:20 left in this third quarter clock. Moss, left side of the line. He's going to, I was going to say he found pay dirt. Yeah, he did. There's the late signal coming off the far side. Give him the 6 points and give Bedford the lead back here.
It's like a boxing match.
It's been fun going back and forth all night long. Maybe it's just the team that scores last.
Who knows? But, you look at it, turnovers and penalties are usually the equalizers, and Bedford has two turnovers, and Lorain has 1 and a bunch of penalties, so I bet you it's the equalizer.
Boatload of penalties. Extra point attempt is going to be stopped as the Titans jumped across the line. Lorain going to get flagged for another yard. 11th penalty, 92 yards.
You almost wonder when you're 1 yard out, does it not tempt you to go for 2 at this point?
I would always be tempted to go for 2, to be honest with you, especially at the high school level.
Especially the way that Shantez Moss has been running around.
Heck yeah. Snaps back. Titans are going to push that one, but boy, Vince just gets it off and splits the uprights. That'll make it 34-28 in favor of the Bearcats. We'll take another break and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL and Lorain County Sports Network.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Mincy and Davis back to receive the kick from Neil Vint, place kicker for Bedford. He'll boot it. Good long kick's going to go over everybody's head and into the end zone. That'll be a touchback for the Titans. So they'll take over with 3:13 left in this third quarter.
He'd been setting that up all game. Dink, 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 and boom. Wrapping up, with the Browns being here tonight, Don, the other thing that's nice about that, the winning team, the Browns will pick an MVP of the game.
Right.
And with that MVP of the game, they'll get the head coach and himself will get tickets to the next home game, which happens to be the Steeler game. So
nice.
So not only does the team get some money from the team, but they also get to go to the Browns game. How sweet is that?
Sign me up, I guess.
I'm in.
Sign them up. Slot formation to the right, split to the left, 2 backs alongside Williamson as the Titans will take over from the 20 following the touchback. Saunders has to create some space. He'll end up picking up a yard off the left side of the line, got into the line and just kind of had to roll that way. That Bearcat defensive line wasn't moving.
Yeah, definitely you could see the coaches on the Bedford side of the ball. They're telling their defensive linemen and backers, hey, man, you got to tackle Sherman low. He's a load.
Yeah, to say the least. 2nd down and 9 from the 21-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Saunders is going to be one of those receivers. Williamson with Chavis in the backfield, wants to throw, pump fake, rolls out to the right side, gets pressure, gets met, gets driven, going nowhere. Marquise Copeland ends up dumping him well backfield. Interesting.
Yeah, the referee did not throw the flag on that one, and we've seen some of the plays that they have thrown the flag on. Brings up 3rd down and long for the Titans.
You know, if you're going to be loose with the laundry in the first half, and, well, they certainly haven't been conservative with the laundry here in the second half either. Third down and about 13 here for the Titans. They need the 30. They're sitting at the 15 right now. They're going to quick kick it. Interesting. Big roll. I thought that was just third down, and it was, but they went ahead and quick kicked it anyway, which is certainly a strategy if you're trying to flip the field. Spots the ball down at the 36-yard line and gives it back to Bedford.
Interesting call there by Coach McFarland to quick kick in that situation. I wonder if maybe Eddie wasn't having some cobwebs there from getting hit late, that he decided to kick that on his own. Maybe he lost fact of the down and distance, Don. Who knows?
I don't know. Just keep our eyes on the sideline and keep an eye open for him and see if he's doing all right over there.
The rain starts to come back down here at Bearcat Stadium.
That's also moving some people out of the stadium as well. See whose favor this plays into. The Bearcats have the ball back with a 6-point lead right now. They're going to pitch it off to Moss, left side of the offense. Works upfield, bounces off of one tackle, strips through another one, ends up getting dropped down. Robert Orsler coming up and helping out, but not until he gets to the 42, maybe 43-yard line. This booth suddenly became a very loud place.
Yeah, with the rain coming down, you got some of the parents and some fans sneaking inside of the press box here. You know, Shantez Moss, that we gave him his 22nd carry of the night, Don. He has 200 yards on the night.
Wow. Now, up to tonight, had 590 yards in 5 games. So 100, good chunk there, but not quite like he is tonight. He's going to get another crack at it and actually runs into his own player. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, out to the 45-yard line, make it a pickup of 2.
Yeah, Huff did a great job taking on that block with his inside shoulder. Moss ran into Huff and the pulling guard in that situation.
Third down and about a yard. 43 seconds on a running third quarter clock. Harlan Colston will run into the huddle here for the Bearcats. He's going to share the play after getting it off the sideline.
Lorain needs to get off the field here on third down, Don.
Yes, they do. No doubt about that. Splits go either way. Chambers to the near side. Cameron Odom to the far side. Moss in the backfield behind the fullback, and he gets met in the backfield, sheds that one, works upfield, and drags tacklers forward for a nice big pickup. I call it pickup of about 14. He can run.
Yeah, he was actually hit behind the line of scrimmage. You'd like to see the Lorain tackler bring him down there, Don.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's got such strong legs. He's able to break that arm tackle and pick up the first down. 14-yard pickup there.
Are they going to let the clock expire here on this third quarter? At least it appears to be the case. There's still 3, 2, 1, so there it is. We've got 12 more minutes of high school football action coming your way. The Bearcats up 34-28 over the Titans. We'll step away and be right back at AM 1320 WOBL as well as Channel 20 WLCS. Well, the 12 minutes are back up on the clock. 34-28 is the other big number up on the clock, and that number favors the Bearcats. They've got the ball right now. First down and 10 from Lorain, 42-yard line. The partner says there's a need here, and it's a big need for the Titans.
Yeah, they need to pick up a turnover and a turnover right now.
Moss on a little bit of a delay, left side of the line. Works inside the 40 down to about the 38, a pickup of 4 on that first down carry. It's been all Moss since, geez.
Since they came out the locker room.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I can't find a spot. Now, again, the Bearcats lost London Cloud, and I don't know, that toss seemed kind of quick to me. But boy, I tell you, I think the Titans might have been in a whole heap of trouble if both of those running backs would have been available. Moss is the only one in the running back in the backfield right now. He's going to get the pitch going left. Nice job blocking up front by the Bearcats. He'll be shy of a first down, I believe, out at the 32-yard line. Pick up about 6. Are they?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
And what's happening here is that the Bearcat offensive line is doing a great job imposing their will on the Lorain defense. You're not seeing Lorain able to get off the blocks to make the play to stop Moss, short of the first down.
Those guys are just chugging along. They do what every offensive line coach tells them to do. You get engaged and you churn your legs.
Absolutely.
First down from the 32-yard line. High backfield. Again, Moss is the deep guy. Copeland, the fullback. He'll work into the line, get hit a couple times, and still manages to pick up a bunch of yards. And a late flag comes in. Is this going to be another one on the Titans? Personal foul on Lorain. Wow. Where'd they spot the ball? Down at about the 25, so a pickup of 7.
At 15 yards to the end of that one. Lorain just losing discipline there. And this is something that Coach McFarland talked to me about. When they come into opposing stadiums, they expect them to implode and do things like this. And for the most part this season, they've been able to eliminate these type of errors.
Right.
But this is a resilient bunch. Let's see if they can come up with a turnover right now.
Ball spotted at the 13-yard line. By the way, that was the 12th penalty, and my number is 107 yards in penalties.
Another penalty thrown on Lorain. It's a sideline warning, however. Coach Akers out there imploring his troops to get motivated and get off the ball.
Wind the clock with 10:35 left. Well, I tell you what, Lorain, the fact that they're in this game with 100-plus yards of penalties is pretty dramatic. Moss, back of the eye. It's the handoff, works left side, get wrapped up and dropped at about the 10-yard line to pick up a 3. How many carries does he have?
That's his 28th carry.
It's going to be a tired young man. I think there's going to be a whole lot of tired young men.
Going into this game, you knew that you had a game plan for both London McLeod and Shantez Moss. But when Cloud went down with that injury, you knew it was going to be a one-trick pony with Shantez Moss getting a boatload of the carries.
2nd down and 6. Ball spotted at the 9. I had him down at the 10. They'll mark it at the 9. Moss again, right side. Oh, if he'd went right, he'd have scored. He gets hit. He's still moving forward. Has some help from his friends inside the 5. Still moving forward. He's dropped at about the 4-yard line. So a pickup of about 5.
Boy, I tell you what, man, he is a load.
Yeah, he is.
He just does a nice job. And he was suffering from cramps in the first half. He actually went out the game for a few minutes there, and he's really bounced back. And he's already getting looks from some colleges in the area.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the state. So
there's a whole load of guys. We heard that in the interview from Bedford that are getting looks. And the lights went on.
And then there was lights.
2 receivers right, eye backfield again behind Colston. Handoff, Moss, and end zone touchdown. Give him another 4 yards and put another 6 up on the board, and that's going to bump this one out quite a bit.
30 carries, 246 yards for Moss, and great effort by this young man here tonight and that offensive line imposing their will.
Phenomenal. Take absolutely nothing away from this group, but and we heard Sean Williams say we're going to shut down the run. I don't know they've quite done that, but we're going to use the run, and that they have clearly done. Neil Vint onto the field for the extra point. Snaps back, kick is up. Looks good amidst all the raindrops coming down. Take another break with 9 minutes and 9 seconds left. 41-28 in favor of Bedford.
You could not stop a tornado. you cannot shift its direction. A tornado is a force of nature, but so are you. If you find yourself in a path of severe weather, there's plenty you can do to protect yourself and your family. Immediately go to shelter, and then with a text, a status update, or a tweet, you can alert your social network about the coming threat. Visit NOAA.gov/WRN to learn how you can be a force of nature in the face of severe weather. Send a message. Save a life. Be a force of nature.
Nine plays, 64 yards, 4 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock for Bedford as they bump it out to a 41-28 lead. That scoring summary brought to you by your local Wendy's restaurant. Kickoff's going to be fielded by Kevin Davis. Look out. Oh, boy, he was just a heartbeat away from a big return. Knocks it out to the 35. Caught it on the run and on the sprint and started moving downfield fairly quickly. And, boy, is it raining heavy now.
Yeah, Marquise Copeland came up with the what in my opinion was a touchdown-saving tackle there because Davis had a seam.
Lorain will have it at their own 35-yard line and a whole lot of work to do in the remaining 9 minutes and 4 seconds. This game has been pretty much everything that we anticipated.
It's Forrest Gump style rain. Sideways rain. Upside down rain.
Williamson wants to throw it. Pump fake. They're going to try to get Barry clearing, and that one's going to come up a little bit short. Little pump fake on the screen. Barry was going to fly down the field, and the ball just came up short. Credit that short pass to the rain, actually.
Yeah, the ball, just didn't get enough air underneath it. Looks like the wind is picking up at the flag post here as well.
Fortunately for the Titans, it appears to be at least somewhat at their back, so they're not throwing into the wind, but that's still not that's not their game. They've got to run to set up that pass and make sure they can run. Williamson's going to keep it on a second down carry. Look out, he may go. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown for 65 yards out. Williamson made the fake on the first one through, made a good decision to head outside, and then just sprinted into the end zone.
Credit Sherman Williamson with the kick-out block there along with Carlos Chavis. Lorain's back in this game, Don. Don't pack up the stuff yet, Bedford.
No, you do not. That's an easy drive summary to put together. 2 plays, 65 yards. That big rip by Williamson. He'll come back out for the 2-point extra point try here. It'll line up 3 receivers to the right side. He's going to move Chavis from the left to the right in that offensive backfield. Snap goes his way. He's going to read him into the end zone, and Chavis will mark up the deuce. So it just got a little bit closer. 41-36 in favor of Bedford. We'll step away and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
8:47 left in the ball game. The Titans on the strength of a 2-play, 65-yard, actually an incomplete pass and a 65-yard sprint by Williamson into the end zone. Took 17 seconds off the clock and brought the Titans right back into this one. That drive summary brought to you by Wendy's. Stop by one of your local Wendy's on your way home tonight. Wendy's, quality is our recipe. Sherman Saunders has it teed back up.
After that 2-point conversion, they're only down 5.
Kick that one away, and he'll put that one over top everybody's head. It's going to be fielded by Trenton Cloud. Cloud at about the 15, gets out to the 25, still on his feet, 30, 35. Look out, he's got blockers in front of him. Gets tripped up and falls at midfield. And I think it was one of his own guys that got him, and another flag's going to come flying, I think. Nope. Thought I saw an official reaching for it, and I wasn't quite sure what that would have been about. 8:38 left in the ball game. Ball spotted at the 49.
Bedford, they want a time-consuming drive here to just really put this game away. Lorain wants to force a turnover. You got the skies opening up with a downpour now.
That being said, if you're Bedford, why do you do anything other than give the ball to Moss? Whistles toot on the field. An official timeout. Not quite sure why. Now we'll wind it.
You have unbalanced line down to the right.
First down and 10 from the 49. Handoff Moss right up the middle. Continues to just drag people forward. He'll pick up 10, maybe 11 on that first down carry.
What a demoralizing first carry if you're a Titan fan. You know, ripping off 10 yards on that carry. And looks like they're actually, they are going to move the sticks down.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to pick up the interception here because there's no good reason for Bedford to throw the ball unless you put them in a third and really long or a fourth and really long. But even at that, why not give it to Shantez Moss?
But you know what? It has to be, you have to look at, too, play action passes there if they want it.
High backfield. Titans going to come after this one. Moss will get hit in the backfield, spin off that one and fall forward for maybe a yard out to the 41-yard line.
Aaron Huff was blitzed they sent both linebackers, Jeffries and Huff, on the double A gap blitz. Were able to get penetration, jammed up the play in the behind the line of scrimmage. But Moss is just showing his exceptional talent, able to fall forward for a positive gain.
Second down and 9. Moss will stay deep in that offensive backfield. Actually, he's going to stay alone back there. They'll run double tight. Marquise Copeland, who's been running fullback, will bounce off to the tight end, that unbalanced side to the left. Look for the pitch to go that way. That's exactly where it's going. Great play coming up in support of that run. Kenneth Washington said, that's going to be a loss of a couple.
Nice tackle there by Washington, able to get the shoestring tackle. You know, negative play for Moss, and looks like he's coming up a little gimpy on that one.
Washington, nice job shooting the gap. It's not usual to see a guy wearing 13 on the defensive line.
Loss of 4 yards on that.
Wow. More than I thought. Breaking leads here left and right. This game's got me going here.
Interesting to see what the Bearcat offensive coordinator calls here. And this last down and distance, he called a play-action pass, rolled to the wide side of the field where there was one-on-one coverage to Odom. See if he does that again.
3rd and 13, ball back at the Lorain 44-yard line. Harlan, hands off.
Counter.
Moss, oh boy, everything opened up wide in front of him. He'll get down to the 35.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground. Which way did it go? Titans ball at the 35-yard line. Good call, partner. Tell you one more spin from Shantez Moss.
There's no
way.
way.
It ends up going the other way. Now, the Bearcats were out there saying, no, he's down. The official closest to it said, no, it was a fumble. Another one has come up saying, no, he was down. So let's see what the officials do here. Oh. They're going to reverse that call, and they're going to say it's going to stay with the Bearcats at the 36-yard line. A pickup there of about 8. Oh, boy.
I seen that ball come out as he was turning to pick up extra yards, Don. The people at home at WLCS, they'll be able to clearly see that, when this play comes back on. But it looks like the Bearcats are looking to punt.
Not quite sure. You've got coaches on the field. I'm not quite sure that's legit right now. Punt formation because they're shy. And a timeout by Bedford. I tell you what, a couple of weird-looking plays here. 6:05 as the timeout is called. We're going to take a break and see what Bedford comes away with here in just a minute. We'll be right back. DeAndre Chambers back to punt it here. There's the fake, goes off to Moss. Moss may take this a long, long way. He's going to head to the corner out of bounds. And needed 4, picks up about 6. My partner called that one way ahead of time.
It looked like there was holding on the end there. The coaching staff for Lorain is going nuts. When you have Shantez Moss as your up guy there, kind of gave away the play. Lorain slow to react. If anything, maybe even call a timeout in that situation, but the coaching staff on the Lorain side of the ball is not happy. Coach Jeremy Wood is fired up over there.
They'll mark the first down, spotted down at the 26-yard line, maybe 27. There's going to be some discussions after this one.
My dad always raised us on the premise, you know, if something was going to turn around for the positive that had been for a negative so long, it's never going to be easy, but it'll be worth it.
Well, good point. Dad was right. I backfield, Moss, second back. Ball's ground on the ground again. This time it looks like the Bearcats fall down on top of it. It'll be back at the 32-yard line, though, a loss of 5. That ball's getting slick.
Same thing that happened last time.
Or not, according to the officials. Loss of 5. They'll spot the ball back at the 32-yard line. Rain just coming down in sheets here in Bedford.
You could tell that football is saturated. You know, it's a dark brown color, and they're trying to run dry balls in there. The ball boys have their work cut out for them. The first 5 weeks, they've had it very easy with great weather, and tonight, heavens decide to open up.
There is no such thing as a dry ball tonight. Just second and 15. Moss still deep. He's going to have another opportunity. Wants to go left. Has to cut it further left. He'll get across the 30. It wrapped up and dropped at about the 26-yard line inbounds. A pickup of 7.
Yeah, Jeffrey was able to tackle him from behind, and it looks like Moss is slow to get up again.
And a flag comes in late, and I got money says the Titans are going to have another one marched off against them, probably for taunting. Personal foul on the Titans. So from the end of that play, which I think was the 32, we'll take it down to the 17, right? There you go, another 15 yards. 13 penalties, 125 yards on the Titans. First down for the Bearcats. Timeout on the field? No? Yes?
Lorain.
All right. Well, you know what, Joe, we got to you late on this one. I'm sorry. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. 4:46 left in this one. 41-36. I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that all of the penalties tonight have been bad calls. Not at all. However, I will tell you this. According to my unofficial numbers, there are no penalties called on Bedford in this half. 5 for 29 through the first half and through the game. Lorain 13 for 125. And that being said, I actually disagreed with with ejecting the one kid from Bedford. I still have a problem with that happening that early in the game.
Again, and you know, like with that last personal foul against the Titans, there's a lot of chippiness going on. You know, and then that, I think that's what explained London getting kicked out earlier in the first quarter. But we got a game here now.
I backfield behind Colston. Titans jump, and that'll be another 5 yards marched off against them.
Bedford doing a nice job taking advantage of their aggressiveness. Nice hard count by Colston there, showing his headiness as a senior. 6 foot, 165-pound young man.
14 for 130 now.
You know, Austin Esser just went overhead and said something to Colston. Maybe he's telling him, hey, man, I'm owning my guy. Run to my side. Unbalanced line again. They're shifting over Brandon Nicholson to the tight end spot.
Copeland's the fullback. Handoff goes to Moss. He'll cut inside, and I think he's into the end zone. Yep, touchdown from 8 yards out for another score for the Bearcats. Well, that may have done the damage. Titan side of things, you can't keep giving them free yards. Bottom line. Even if it's a touchy call, you know that the touchy calls have been made all night long. Snap is back. Kick for Vince.
Missed it.
Is good.
Oh.
48-36 in favor of Bedford. We'll step away and be right back with 4:40 left in the ball game on AM 1320 WOBL.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
.38 carries, 277 yards for the Bearcats tonight. Impressive performance by this young man. He is the real deal.
We'll go back and check the drive summary. Long kick is going to drive Ken Davis way back to about his 5-yard line, hitting upfield in the middle of the field, still on his feet. Another big return out near the 30-yard line. I think they'll spot him at about the 28. 4:32 left in the ball game. Drive summary, 8 plays, 51 yards, 3:32 off the clock. Moss takes it in for another score tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns.
You know, this game here is one of those games that you send out to some colleges.
Oh, yeah.
If you're the Moss family.
Absolutely. Williamson in the offensive backfield with 2 guys alongside. Slot formation to the right. Williamson just wants to work upfield. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage. Wanted to bail out. Got popped. We'll see where they mark him. It's going to be a big loss. Ball started off at the 28. They'll mark him back to the 22, so a loss of 6.
Yeah, they tried the same play that they scored a touchdown on their last possession, which seemed like an hour ago.
Yeah, it does. A long, long time ago. A lot of penalties in the mix, which slowed things down. Well, read option play, and this one's going to go nowhere as they try Chavis up the middle. He'll get nothing on that run.
That's Chavis' 20th carry on the night for 20 yards, averaging 4 yards per rip, I should say.
Third down and about, 14, 15 maybe? Long way either way if you're the Titans, especially in this rain. If you think you want to chuck it down the field. 3.5 minutes left in the ball game. Williamson's going to throw. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to get dropped. He's going nowhere. Back inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. A loss of 4.
Cameron Hunter came up from his defensive tackle position, was able to get great penetration, and was able to sack Eddie Williamson for the loss there.
I know not much of a point here, but with 3 minutes and 5 seconds, clock running, but I don't think you want to give this ball back inside the 20. So you might see Williamson go ahead and essentially quick kick it here on 4th down. It's the same thing. Nope, he's going to go for it. He wants to throw. Fires the long ball down along the side. Saunders was there. Contact, no flag. Pass incomplete. First down, Bearcats.
Yeah, you try to get the ball to one of his playmakers, Sherman Saunders there. There was double coverage there. The ball hung up in the air. Turnover on downs by the Bearcats, and see what they could do to try to put this game away.
Well, I don't think they can kneel this one out. There's just not enough. 2:47 left in the ball game. They have a feeling that Sean Williams is of the mindset of a lot of coaches is, it's not my fault if you can't stop me.
And they have not, the Titans have not been able to stop Shantez Moss.
No, they have not. I would agree. They'll split 2 receivers out to the left side. Odom and Chambers out that way. Moss is the deep man. With Copeland, the fullback, immediately in front of him. Copeland will open up the gap, and Moss is going to sprint inside, through everyone, untouched from 20 yards out for another rip.
Well, Don, there's not much I could say about that.
No, not at all. He's good. And he's got a great offensive line. Bottom line.
And a lot of them are juniors, to include that young man.
Boy.
You're going to hear big things from that senior running back, not only from this junior running back, not only this year, but next year.
Can you imagine?
That's his 39th carry for 297 yards. Three more yards, he's got 300 on the night.
Well, if I was the coaching staff and I was aware of that, I'd try to find a way to get him back out there.
It has to be the pink shoes he's wearing tonight.
That might be it. Vince on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. 55-36 in favor of the Bearcats. We'll take another break and be right back on AM 1320 WOBL.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
2:40 left on the clock. Ball was up on the tee. It gets blown down by the swirling wind. The rain was moving north to south across the field. Now it appears as though we've kind of shifted direction, and it's coming from behind the stadium, and it's coming with quite a little bit of force. They'll have to put the ball back up on the tee, and Shantez Moss. Is there any question he's going to be our POG?
That kid is legit. I'm wore out from watching him from up here, Don.
He's down on the sideline waiting for some more.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit. The PA announcer just acknowledged the fact that he has just shy of 300 yards, and his offensive line wants him to continue to eat. And this is a kid that went down with cramps right before the half, and man, he bounced back. What an effort.
He's down on the sideline doing the right thing. Giving credit to those big hogs up front.
And I was just going to mention that. That's something that I like to see is that the offensive linemen get it.
Yep.
They want to dominate you, and most of them are juniors except for Esther. That's amazing.
It's going to be brutal
tough
next year. Yeah, watch out.
And they're D2.
Yeah, exactly. We might be seeing them in the postseason. Long kick, bounces at the 10 and heads into the end zone. Just. The Titans will get it out at the 20-yard line. 2:40 left in this one.
You know, I look at it in this point of the game. You're still going to keep fighting. I know how resilient this bunch is. I know how Coach McFarland is. There's always an opportunity to get better. You know, work on some things. And you got 2:40 left on the clock.
You know, and I would say this: if you're listening to the radio broadcast at home, be sure, take the opportunity and check this out on TV 20. There's some great effort and some great work being put in by your Titans. If they come up, and they likely will come up on the short end of this one, still put some great effort out there. Williamson hands off. Chavis right up the middle, bounces off the first tackle, works out to near the 25-yard line, give him a pickup of about 4.
And, you know, the future's bright, you know, for these young men that are playing. You know, Carlos Chavis is a sophomore. Yeah, you're losing Williamson and Barry, but the cupboard's not bare.
No, it clearly is not, and had a chance to look at the freshman squad,
who was undefeated.
They're 6-0 at this point. That's a squad that's got some ability. Williamson trying to work off some blocks, steps over one would-be tackler, works out to the 32 before getting dumped. First down for the Titans.
Yeah, pickup of about 7 yards there.
About 7, yep. Stop the clock to move the chains. In that offensive backfield again behind his offensive line. All of them wearing pink socks, by the way. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Run by Chavis. We'll pick up a couple out to about the 33-yard line.
Pick up a 2 on that one. Yeah, a little uniformity from that offensive front for the Titans with the pink socks with Breast Cancer Awareness Month being the month of October.
Which is pretty cool.
Yes, a little bit of unity. I like it.
Saunders is going to march himself into that offensive backfield now, along with Chavis. Williamson there. As one receiver off to the right, that'll be Mincy. One off to the left, handoff. Saunders right up the middle, bowls some people over. He gets pulled down by the shirt tails, but not until he gets out to the 42-yard line, and another first down, a pickup of 9.
You know, you're looking at the stats from this game, you know, even though the score is 55-36, you know, the turnover battle was about even.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with Lorain and all the penalties, but let's run this play.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And Saunders is going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Less than a minute left in this one.
You know, but across the front, you know, Chavis 22 carries, 88 yards. Saunders 15 for 95. And Williamson, you know, 14 for 140. You win with that type of production most nights. But this Bearcat program and this Bearcat squad is legit.
To say the least. Williamson's going to run around the right side, work upfield, gets popped, ball comes loose, and the Bearcats jumps on top of the pile, and he's getting turned away by the officials. Titans will have the ball.
Chavis fouling it, so give him the yardage.
Yep.
About 5 yards.
All right.
A long
Works
4,
for me.
actually.
We have third down and 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Call it. Either way, we're good.
And that should be about the last play of the game, Don, which it is.
And there you go. So the Bearcats firmly position themselves at the top of the Lake Erie League with a 55-36 win over the Lorain Titans and extend their undefeated season. The Titans are going to drop to 4-2, but tell you what, there's no quit in that Titans squad that we made the drive out here to see.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.